Hello friends, welcome to the channel. As all of you know, today IPU entrance exam was conducted, and on the basis of feedback from many of the students of the academy, this video has been created. This analysis will not only be helpful for future IPU examinations but for other entrance exams too. We will get at least a basic idea about the pattern and about the types of questions. Let us proceed to the video now. Let us go for the feedbacks now. Few students were saying it was easier than previous DU entrance exams and the comprehension was quite easy. 60 to 70% questions were easily understandable, easily comprehensible, and the major questions were from Indian English literature. Let us see the pattern of the question. General awareness, we had 10 questions. All these questions were in MCQ format, the first thing. And from language and comprehension, there were 30 questions, and literature MCQs were total 60 to in total 100 questions were there. Now let us work upon the memory of the students. Few students could give me the questions, and on the basis of those questions I have compiled this video. Questions may not be in exact language which was used in examination, just a basic idea we got. What is a fear of women called? It is gynophobia. A fear of women is called gynophobia. That was a question. Options अभी हमें ठीक से नहीं मिले because student could recall only the questions properly, but these are the basic terms that you may also learn for future references. At present, we are doing general awareness questions and we will move to literature questions as well. One question was related to right of the freedom of religion, which is well described in Article 25, 26, 27, 28. So, Article of right to freedom of religion was asked in this question paper. One question was asked about English language and Spanish language day, which is observed annually on 23rd April, specifically to mark both the birthday and date of death of William Shakespeare. One question was related to concord, which means subject-verb agreement in a sentence. One more question related to article was there. Article 123 of Indian Constitution is related to ordinance making power of president. We were asked about the article number. Now we will move to literature topics. In literature topics, eulogies, biographies, and awards are major topics, specifically Booker Prize. This is a linguistic question. Soft palate is also called what? That was the question. Palatal velum, velum, or muscular palate. Anything can be the answer. One question was based upon Bapsi Sidhwa's novel Cracking India, or you can also call it Ice Candy Man, which was published in 1980, and a Hindi movie 1947, Earth, is also based upon the same novel. One question related to the authorship of Room of One's Own, which was written by Virginia Woolf. It was based upon the speech she gave in 1929 at a few colleges. And one recent news was the question in the form of award, first Indian to win International Booker, Gitanjali Sri, and for the book Tomb of Sand. One was this type of question. Novelist Mary Ann Evans wrote under what pen name? And the correct answer is George Eliot. One question, A Tale of Two Cities is the tale of which two cities? The answer is London and Paris. It is an 1859 historical novel by Charles Dickens based in London and Paris during the French Revolution. One question was related to Charles Dickens itself, which novel is the autobiographical one, and the answer is David Copperfield. Another question was asking the literary device used in this particular line, which is a very famous one from The Sun Rising by John Donne. She is all states and all princes I, nothing else is, by John Donne in The Sun Rising. One was to identify these lines taken from which play Cowards die many times before their actual death. The correct answer is Julius Caesar. One question was related to Ernest Hemingway and his experience in the Spanish Civil War, first-hand experience it was, as he was a war correspondent for the North American Newspaper Association. It is also called NANA in short. One question was related to this famous personality, Velangaiman Shankara Narayana Srinivasa Shastri, who had a lifespan from 1869 to 1946, almost a contemporary of Mahatma Gandhi, an Indian politician, administrator, educator, orator, and Indian independence activist. He was known for his mastery over English language and his oratory, and Thomas Smart conferred upon Shastri the appellation silver-tongued orator of the British Empire, and he was so called all over the United Kingdom as well. So, something related to silver-tongued orator of the British Empire was the part of the question. One more question related to the authorship of Ain't I a Woman, Black Women and Feminism related topic it was, and it is a book by Bell Hooks. Another question related to Karuku, or we can say autobiography of Bama. Karuku novel by Bama first published in Tamil in 1992, and it broke the barriers of tradition in ways more than one. The first autobiography of a Dalit women writer. This is what it is famous for. Karuku, the first autobiography of a Dalit women writer. There were many questions from Dalit writing. This was also from Dalit writing. Growing Up Untouchable in India is a book by Vasant Moon. It is the autobiography, and Vasant Moon is a retired civil servant and a very famous Dalit activist. One question was related to this masterpiece, the branded, or we can say Uchale in Hindi. If we can pronounce Uchale in Hindi, it was a very famous text by Lakshman Gaikwar, written by Lakshman Gaikwar, is originally written in Marathi and was later translated into English, a masterpiece of Marathi literature. One question related to Ubu Roy by Alfred Jerry. Ubu Roy, which is, we can say, a parodical transformation of Macbeth. Ubu Roy, play by Alfred Jerry, published and produced in 1896. It is a parody of Macbeth in which revolutionary Ubu kills the king of Poland. And this one, The Empire Writes Back, Theory and Practice in Post-Colonial Literature, 1989 non-fiction book on post-colonialism, of course, and penned by Bill Ashcroft, Gareth Griffiths, and Helen Tiffin. And there was a question related to Northrop Frye, who was a very famous Canadian literary scholar. And he was a very famous, most influential of the 20th century critics, and he gained huge international fame with his first book, Fearful Symmetry, which led to the reinterpretation of the poetry of William Blake as well, very famous during 1950s and 1970s, internationally famous. And this one was based upon Indian Education Act 1935. The question was asked about Minutes on Education, which was delivered in India by Thomas Macaulay on 2nd February 1835. British historian and politician Thomas Babington Macaulay presented his Minute on Indian Education that sought to establish the need to impart English education to Indian natives. And this is a very important document in Indian history, asked in many of the major competitive exams, including even UPSC exam. Next question was about this award, Manoj Das International Literary Award. Odisha Chief Minister in 2002 declared that the state government will present this award in memory of eminent literature Manoj Das, and the award will be conferred on literateurs from Odisha for their creative contribution to English literature every year, with a cash of 10 lakh and a statement issued by Chief Minister's Office. Manoj Das, who had a lifespan from 1934 to 2001, was a very famous Indian author who wrote in Odia and English. Next question. In the first order of meaning, the denotation refers to the literal or explicit interpretation of sign. Who gave this theory? Roland Barthes. Denotation and connotation. This question was about, it was not asking about denotation and connotation, but about the person who gave this theory, and the answer is Roland Barthes. Connotation एक additional meaning देता है which expresses an emotion or a value. For example, the color red. When we see red, we only think about the shade. That is the denotative value, and connotative value is कि we associate the red color with sacrifice, violence, and maybe many other emotional values. That is connotative meaning. Next question was about a very famous character, Willy Loman, who is a fictional character and the protagonist of Arthur Miller's play Death of a Salesman. Arthur Miller's very famous play, and Willy Loman is a very famous character who is always in some or the other thought process, and he's the one who keeps on visualizing things, and he's the one who is a perfect personification of American dream as well. I would like to say thanks to all my brilliant and outstanding students who could recall the questions and could provide it to me, which will be very useful for the future aspirants. Thanks a lot once again. So that was it for this video. Whatsoever we could recall, we have presented in this video format. You may join the classes to cover all the topics in detail. Can click the link given in description to reach to us for admission purpose. Once again, thanks a lot for watching. Best of luck for any kind of competitive exam that you are appearing for.